Hey challengers! So as promised, this is your Shakeology video. You have questions and I have answers, and I also wanted to give you guys a little bit more information about what it is that you are drinking every day, or at least 5 times a week according to our health bet. But obviously I'm encouraging you to drink it every single day. Make a goal to drink it every single day for the reasons that I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to give you guys some information, and I'm going to answer your questions. And in some of the information I'm giving you, it also answers the questions that you guys have put in the comments in our group. So I think I'll probably split this into 2 sections because, like, guys, and one page is just answering one question. What? There's a lot of information. I'm going to try to make sure it's not too crazy. It's not going to go over your head. I am not a nutritionist. I'm not very good with facts, so I really try to break it into concepts for people, so hopefully it'll be easier for you guys to learn. And for me, this is just something I am super passionate about because probably 5-6 years ago, I wasn't just anti-shake, I was anti-supplement. I remember my doctor telling me that I needed to take a B12 supplement when I was vegetarian, and it was like the biggest moral debate I had with myself. I didn't know what to do because for me, I'm like, I can get all of my nutrition from my food and I don't think I should need to take a supplement. And now that I'm noticing that I'm becoming more educated, that there obviously is a place in our diets for supplementation when necessary. And even more so, especially when it comes to shakes, I've learned a couple things. One, obviously, not every shake is made the same. And they're not all the same. And number two, when you become educated about nutrition and educated about Shakeology, you really start to understand how almost vital having Shakeology in your day is essential just to good health, especially in the world that we're living in, which I'm going to get into momentarily. So let's just get into this. Again, I'll probably put this into 2 sections for you guys, so it's not one huge long video, and it's just 2 shorter videos for you. So the first thing I want to do right off the bat, I will be referring to my notes because I can't remember a lot of this stuff. The one thing what is Shakeology? I mean, hopefully you guys understand what Shakeology is already because you're on it, but if not, I'm just giving you a regular rundown. Shakeology is a nutritional supplement. It's a nutritional supplement that supports good health. It supports glucose metabolism, so it's great if you have insulin issues. And it's awesome to use to maintain proper muscle function. Great for after a workout. And it helps to support the immune system with all of the superfoods that are in it. We'll go into that in a bit. But why should you drink it? You know what it is, and you're like, oh, that's kind of nice, but there's other things on the market that could do something similar. So a lot of people say it's not true, and I'll get into that. So why should you drink it? Why Shakeology? Why should you drink it? First and foremost is we are not a protein deficient society. Everyone and their mom is out there trying to get a protein supplement. Very few people are actually protein deficient. But we are, as a nation, as a continent, North America or in the Western world, we are a nutritionally deprived society. And so Shakeology ensures that we get all of our daily nutrients in without having to worry about did I get the proper amount of vitamin K in today? Did I get all of my vitamin B in? Did I get my meg whatever? You know what I mean? Did I get all of these weird things? And you don't think about that when you eat your food. You're just eating your food and knowing, okay, this is healthy and this isn't the most healthy thing in the world. You're not trying to fit all of that in. Shakeology helps you to not have to even worry about it. And the reason why we are a nutrient-deprived society is a couple of reasons. One, we go to convenience foods, we go to junk foods, we go to processed foods that are just completely there's no nutrients in it at all. It's barely even food. It's just like stuff you put in your mouth that does nothing for you but actually makes your body worse. So you've got food. On top of that, we have toxins that have leached into our soil. Toxins from the environment around us have leached themselves into the soil and are actually taking nutrients away from our food. The most shocking statistic I have when I learned this, I was just like, oh my God, and I never forgot it, was that the mighty potato has actually lost 100% of its vitamin A since 1951. 100% of it. It no longer has vitamin A. If this was in like 1945, you could have a potato and know that you were getting your vitamin A. Now you don't get that because since the 50s, we've been putting chemicals in our soil and it's been leaching nutrients out of healthy food, out of a potato. So what this means is it no longer means, or it no longer matters that you do your best to eat healthy food anymore. You risk being nutritionally deprived regardless, just because of how things are farmed. All right. And we're trying to do our best with organic farming, but we have a long way to go. So even if you're eating an amazingly nutritionally awesome diet, you're still missing a lot of nutrients, specifically because of over farming and toxins being leached into our environment, not to mention environmental stress that comes out into our environment. This is why we need Shakeology. We can't get these nutrients into our system naturally anymore. We have to put them in there now. And another reason why you want to drink it, a nutritional shake, but Shakeology in particular, is because the majority of the supplements on the market today are crap. Supplementation is actually completely unregulated in North America. It's actually shocking what the supplement industry can get away with. And that means when you get the cheaper things, cheaper products on the shelves in your drugstore, they're actually full of very low quality ingredients and cheap fillers that actually do not do in your system what you're paying them to do. You're paying for a bottle. It doesn't matter if it's a $10 bottle of a multivitamin. If it's got really cheap ingredients and a lot of fillers, your body is actually not going to be able to absorb the nutrients in it because they're low-grade vitamins, and they actually will not get into your system because there's so many cheap fillers, or they might put soy in it and your body might be actually fighting against the soy, so it's not going to do the job that you're paying it to do. Shakeology is one of the things Shakeology is it's extremely bioavailable. They're extremely picky with the ingredients so that it is bioavailable. So what is bioavailability? That means your body can actually absorb the nutrients. They're high, the quality of the ingredients are so high that your body is just taking it and absorbing it. Where if you get something off the shelf that has a ton of crap in it that your body doesn't need, it's going to not absorb into your system very well. And with Shakeology, they are sticklers for high ingredients. And I'm going to get into that in a moment and give you a couple of examples of them being sticklers for high ingredients. So that is why I think you should drink it. That is why you should be drinking it. We are nutrient deprived, and the supplement industry is completely unregulated. The stuff that you're paying for off the shelves is very much things that aren't actually getting into your system in the first place because they're cheap, and the how they're getting these ingredients is very unethical. So the other biggest question I get, other than what is it, why should I drink it, is why is Shakeology so effing expensive? And I'll tell you why. Number one, it's relative. It's actually not, when you break it down and you understand what's in it, it's actually a really great, you can totally fit it into your budget. We're just not used to paying for 30 days worth of meals all in one go. I mean, if you added up all of your dinners for an entire month, you'd be shocked at how much that costs you. We're just not used to that. But also, when people think, oh my God, it's like $130 or $150, $160, they're thinking they're adding it to their budget rather than replacing something that's already in their budget with Shakeology. Because you're going to have it for a snack or you're going to have it for a meal, you're taking out the money you're spending on that meal or that snack and you're just replacing it with Shakeology. So it's not adding to your budget. It's like on top of your budget, you're going to replace something with Shakeology. So it's going to get into your budget that way. That's just the nuts and bolts. But the product itself, why does it not cost the same amount as the Vega Nutrition one or whatever it's called? And I'll tell you why. It's because quality is king when it comes to Shakeology. Each ingredient has been sourced from the absolute best producers to get the highest quality version of that ingredient. These ingredients have been hand-picked by Darren O'Lean, who traveled across the world to go to specific manufacturers in different countries to get the highest quality ingredients possible. The standard of quality that Beachbody has to create Shakeology is unbelievable. I would not actually want to be a distributor, not a distributor, but someone who creates an ingredient for Beachbody, because they are so incredibly picky. They're so picky that they actually dropped an ingredient from Shakeology. I think it was like two and a half years ago. I don't remember which ingredient it was, but they dropped an ingredient completely out of Shakeology because they could no longer find a company that could provide them with the ingredient under the quality and the standard of quality that they required for Shakeology. That is how important it is. They said, we would rather not have this product in our, as amazing as this ingredient is, we would rather have it not be in Shakeology at all than get a substandard version of that ingredient and put it in there. Another example is the vanilla. It took a long time to get vanilla out, and this is why anytime I see a shake that has vanilla in it, it makes me go, because I now understand how difficult it is. There's actually an entire video on how the vanilla for the vanilla Shakeology is sourced. It is extremely difficult to get high quality vanilla. And Beachbody had to go to Madagascar, and they had to source the best quality vanilla they possibly could. And the reason why no one else is using this specific vanilla is because it's not cheap. It is expensive stuff. But Beachbody, can you see back there, my little kitty? Quality is king, especially when it comes to Shakeology. So they have also thought about how can we make this cheaper, and their option was to cut ingredients. If they wanted to make it cheaper to make everybody happy, they would have to cut ingredients out of Shakeology. And they refused to do this. They refused to compromise on what Shakeology was built on. These ingredients are chosen for a reason. And I'll get to that in the next video. They were chosen for a reason. They were chosen for everything that it would do to your body. And they were chosen for the quality. The specific quality. So they decided, you know what, we're going to go on a limb. We're not going to cut the ingredients. We're not going to make this another $50 shake that you can pick up at the drugstore. We are going to make this the very best shake on the market. And they knew that if they put out something of quality, people would want it. And they were right. People love this stuff because it is the absolute most healthiest supplement you can get on the market today. So that is why it is expensive. It's because they do not compromise on the ingredients. You know that when you drink that shake, every single ingredient, which you know there's a bajillion ingredients in there, every single ingredient in there is in there for a reason. It was hand-picked by an actual individual, goes through crazy quality control. If the companies do not live up to the standards that Beachbody has, they'll drop them like it's hot and go somewhere else. They are that picky. So that is why it is an investment, and it's a good investment. So I'm going to cut this video short at that, and then I'm going to make another video talking a little bit more about the ingredients and do they actually really work. So stay tuned and watch video 2.